Hi everybody, welcome to my channel for the second game of WTC 2022. We are facing the Dutch Lions and I'm playing against the Vermin Swarm player after pairing process. This is my list, if you want a reminder, and this is my opponent's list. So he's playing a Dictator, Adept Occultism, Bloodful Legate with the Doomblade, an Adept Witchcraft, so pretty light magical setup, but still he has access to Hereditary, Ear and Rod of Battle here, so a total of 6 spell. Then he has a block of Black for Veteran, 2 block of Legendaries, 1 block of Fetish Brute, 2 Doomspark Device, 3 unit of Canister Launcher Experimental Weapon Teams, 2 unit of Grenadiers and 2 Arena Beast with random movement. So it's a good mix between a lot of shootings, 4 combat blocks, 3 of them scoring, and then 2 random movers that can guard the flanks pretty effectively. We played Capture the Flag on Encircle, and the spell selection for me was a Trial to try to snipe the Doomblade, Smite the Unbeliever, Hereditary Rod of Battle is my usual pick to have buff debuffs, and then Wrath of God and Chilling. My opponent took Toxic Breath, Pentagram, Hereditary, Rod of Battle, Deceptive Glamour, and the Wheel Turns. Matchup analysis. So I played already against Vermin Swarm on Capture the Flag. I think it's pretty standoff-ish for both. It's kind of hard to engage. For his list, he has a lot of chaff pieces and could be hard to really push against me. And the same for me. I cannot use my Tribesmen and Bruise Darts to chaff stuff during the time that I engage against other unit, which can be a bit tricky. Obviously, this could change quickly if I manage to snipe the Doomblade, because without the Doomblade I can push much more. And then I will try to find some opening on the flank, but not so easy with 2 Arena Beasts, obviously. But if I can kill one with shooting early on, and then maybe get some free space on the flank, I could apply some pressure. My estimation was a 9. I consider the fact that he has a lot of shootings. I have some too, but yeah, I think it's not the type of game that the most happy to get after pairing. I think I had better pairing this round, so that explains a little bit my rating as well. Deployment. So he won the roll for side and took the big center with the hill, and we have 2 impassable here in the middle. He wanted to avoid some train that can break his steadfast and he gets a hill, so I think this makes sense. Push me all the way back, and then we traded a couple of drops. I told him you can start to deploy. I wanted to see if he wanted to drop first turn, and then I could adapt myself. But he just drops a couple of not so important stuff like weapon team, and then after like 2 or 3 drops I deployed my entire army to start the game. And basically I deployed quite compact to avoid an aggression from him, make very hard for him to really face me and come towards me frontally, because I would be starting and I could start to apply some pressure on him, and I used the impassable to make it even harder for him to reach me. So the way I deployed, I put my 3 flags in the back, wanted to protect them. Then you have the Frost Mammoth on the left, plus the Merc Vets all the way forward. I knew that he could go opposite, but this would mean that I don't have to care too much about this small place where he could fit with one single model, because I can turn around, shoot him, and then still continue to push with this unit, rather than put, for example, the Tuskers and then push forward. Could also have been an option. Things that I've been doing in the past, for example, put the Tusker all the way to the left and then push forward to try to hunt him, and then close the middle with the Merc Vets and put the Death Star maybe in this position here to push forward. There are multiple alternatives, but I try to do it that way. And then the Giant on my weak flank to just try to be annoying, maybe try to get some opportunities on his flag. On his deployment, he put the 2 Legendaries, 1 Arena Beast on each flank, some Doomspark in the middle, the shooting unit all in the middle, the Dictator, and then the big unit of Black Fuzz with the Doomblade in the middle near the Fetish. My turn 1, push forward, try to get some board space. Yeah, I ignore this part of the map, thinking if he wants to random that way, then I can always turn around, shoot him. He cannot really engage against the mercs, so I think I'm feeling okay. And yeah, towards the right flank, I still remain far away. In case he rolled really high, I still want to be able to use Impossible to make the charge impossible for him, basically. And the rest, yeah, basically just keep zoning him and keeping him staying far away from me at the moment. I kept the dog in the early turn far away from the marker to avoid getting killed by Hereditary Spell. Magic Face, I try a face on this Doomspark or this one, I don't remember which one, but one of them, and I did nothing. He dispelled both Chilling and Wrath of God with 3 dice against 3, and that was the end of my turn 1. His turn 1, he moves back with Arena Beast on this side of the board, the other one moves forward. Push forwards on his strong flank, which makes sense. Uses Impossible to basically try to be annoying for me. Other than that, yeah, compact line, it doesn't push too much. At the end of this movement phase, he causes to himself 1 wound on the Doomblade, which is nice for me because it makes easier to snipe him with Trial Face. I dispel Hereditary and Catapult does a total of 4 wounds to my Merc Vets. My turn 2, I continue to push slightly forward. Want to get a shooting without cover on this Doomspark to make it impossible for him to chaff me, basically. I know that if I reduce the chaff, then I should be in control of the game. The rest, yeah, I started to move character on the left, basically leaving him like a long charge. And I wanted to have some freedom with this unit, I guess. Don't know exactly why, yeah, the Great Can. There is no particular reason why I put the Great Can here, to be honest with you. The Giants started to back, but I think here I should have been looking that way because he has opportunities to push with the Doom Wheel. And if I don't kill it from range, then it's hard to engage and then getting countercharge since it's captured the flag. So I think the Giant could have done the same move, but just looking to the left, because it's still not a problem for him to push max. I won't charge him since he has an Arena Beast near, so I should have been looking the other way around, which is, I think, a mistake, and could have positioned slightly more to the left to basically protect this zone with the Giant. So not too smart for me. Magic Face, he dispelled Chilling, Trial Face on the Doomblade, get excited but did no wounds. And then I get Wrath of God off. I position here, towards here, I think, to be annoying for him. Nice Magic Face. With Mercenary, I killed the first Doomspark, so I think that was nice. His turn 2, he pushes to the left with his Arena Beast to threaten my Frost Mammoth. Other than that, yeah, he moved forward with this Doomspark, making it hard for me to engage because if I charge, then you can see, everybody can see me. So there is no way I can get rid of this wheel and then he can continue to move and be annoying for me. So this is going to be a problem because of the misplacement of the Giant. Because basically you see still the Giant looking that way has no utility whatsoever because I still cannot push towards the right since he can easily cover me. So no matter what happened, I'm still going to move towards the left next round, so I could have been in a better position to really be able to clean the Doomspark, and then there is no way he can push me. So I think it was a huge mistake from me. In Magic Face, I dispel Hereditary, get Breath off, and with Pentagram, he did another wound. I think he did totally 2 wounds to my guys here, Tusker. My turn 3. Yeah, to be honest, I think I felt a little bit asleep during this game. No, but to be honest, the first couple of rounds, in my opinion, from my opponent, took slightly more time than mine. I think he wanted to make everything perfect, which is totally okay. And then, yeah, it was pretty slow. And after that, I forgot a little bit that, yeah, he still had plenty of option to be aggressive against me, despite the fact that we were still quite far away from each other. I just fall asleep a little bit, and that's totally my mistake. I forgot the fact that, yeah, he could easily push me after this round because he can use the Doomspark to chaff me. And then there is only a Death Star with the Mage and Great Can against his Death Star, and the rest can push me. And I'm not in a position to really punish a push, and I'm still too far with the dog to chaff him because I completely fell asleep. And due to forgetting the macro situation, I made several mistakes, that not be ready with the chaff, not move back to make harder for him to chaff me, and so on and so on. And looking that way with the Merc try to get rid of the arena could make sense, but not if you consider the macro. I should have been kept looking that way, try to kill this Doomblade with this Doom Wheel with magic and shooting. And if I get rid of that, I think even if I can try to, he can push me, but he cannot charge me. So I can still turn around next round and get rid of him between all my shooting attack and going before him and so on. So I think this was, yeah, a bad round, macro speaking. And yeah, just make multiple mistakes that are going to haunt me. Magic Phase, he dispels the snipes against his Doomblade, makes sense. I get another Wrath of God off, so you see my first one is here, didn't came down last round. Second one will be like on the front of the hill, so I have 2 Wrath of God that can hurt a lot of things, and this will be exciting. His turn 3, yeah, he does what, he sees the opportunity to push me, and I think this is a strong play by him. Uses the Doomspark to chaff the Tusker, and basically there is my Death Star against his Doomblade unit, and the Doomblade is here, so if I charge, then my mage is dead, and can I get through this unit in 1 round without fearing all the counter charge that he has? Not sure, basically, I'm not sure at all. So here I'm in trouble, and my chaff is too far. So yeah, this is going to be exciting, but still I have 1 Wrath of God here, the other one here. If I was surprised that he took the risk to put the Dictator in the middle of 2 Wrath of God, because 4d6 wounding on 4 up, and then he has only a 5 up ward save, I guess. It's a huge risk that he could die or be very close to die, and then getting shot to death next round, and there is no general anymore. And this could be a game changer for Vermin Swarm. So yeah, I think that was a huge risk from him. Still expecting that I could get rid of this one, because he lost already like 2 wounds. I have a shooting phase, I have a comet, so yeah, things can still get better, but I have a huge problem with the unit of the Doomblade. He needs Magic Phase, and he didn't lose a wound this round from the Doomblade. He needs Magic Phase, he gets the wheel turn with 4 dice against my Death Star, I guess, but roll a miscast and kill his mage. So this was nice for me, because it's a couple of 3 points, and my 2 Wrath of God don't came down, which was a bit disappointing, because this was a huge opportunity to clean a lot of stuff here in the middle. My turn 4. So yeah, I need to find solutions. So what I did, I decided to not take any charges, because basically the way he was able to push me, since I didn't move a couple of inch back, I wasn't able to wheel pass and charge this arena, I wasn't able to wheel pass and charge this unit or anything else. So basically I was chaffed, which was easily avoidable if I would have been looking at the macro situation, see where I can go max and just back off a couple of inch, and then he cannot push with the rest the way he did, because I could charge, kill something, overrun, stuff like that. So I'm disappointing about what I did, but still I have solution to try to avoid losing too many points, because at the moment I still have lost anything, and I have solution to block him. So I move, first of all, I failed the march check with my general, which was an issue with the unit, because basically it was an issue. I had no way to move back and then move both character into this unit. I was only able to move the mage, but then the general was alone because of the failed march check, which was annoying for me, because also it didn't allow them to move back and try to maybe flee, prepare other stuff. I hadn't a lot of options. So basically what I did is move them forward, make impossible for the Fetis to charge them, because of the fact that if he wheels to charge me, he will be overlapping here, so there is no way he can both charge both these 2 units. Out of line of sight, yeah, or the same for him. So basically he only had this arena in the front, and the Doomblade unit in the front. So that's the best I could get. I decided, and I think in hindsight that was a mistake, I decided not to charge with the giant here. I think I should have done it to get rid of the chaff. I completely, I didn't know the fact that he could move in my line and then hit everybody with hits around him, and I forgot that. And I think this is huge, because he will easily be able to do it and hit all my units with some random strengths hits, and that's huge. So I should have charging him this turn and basically position myself in a way that he gets no nice overrun. I think that would have been way better. So another mistake here. And then other than that, I just position myself with everything to look at this middle combat in case he doesn't get through me. I want to have some counter charge ready. In my magic phase, I get hereditary off on the boss and -1 strength on his unit, which is huge, because he will be wounding me on 6 up with the unit, and the Doomblade will be hitting me on 3 up and wounding me on 3 up. So there is no guarantee that he gets through me. I could even win combat results by a margin, and then he could crumble a bit. So this could be quite interesting. Shooting, I did 2 wounds to the arena, He has like 1 wound left, I guess. Yeah, 1. I think I did 3 the last turn and 2 this run. Has 1 wound left. Both my comet don't come down, which is annoying because this could have helped me cleaning the arena basically. And then let's move on to his turn. So he double charged me with arena and the Doom Blade unit. He tries a long charge, so he tried to charge with the Fetus against the Tusker on a 9, and then this would open the door for them to charge on my flank on an 11 or 12, but he failed both. Basically, if you look at this charge, so he would have been charging that way. I wasn't too stressed about this combat. I think I have decent chances of at least holding, because he's like hitting on 4+, wounding on 5-ups. I still have plenty of attacks. I don't know. I think I would have been in range of the Frost, so possibly Tusker going before him. Kagada in a position to countercharge. I don't know if it was good for him. Maybe he wanted to pin down and try to hurt a flag to maybe take it later. I don't know. So there is this combat. The rest moves around. You see the 2 Wrath of God. He's getting, moving away from my Wrath of God, but they have a lot of counters, so they could still hit a lot of stuff. Magic phase. He got I Binding Scroll, the breast weapon. He got Pentagram. And then both Wrath of God comes down, finally. This one did the last wound of the arena, so I killed the arena, which is nice. I did like something, I don't know if I did something or not on his general, did some wounds, killed some stuff, but nothing panic, nothing is dead except the arena. Close combat. So yeah, I have a huge decision to make. He decided not to challenge me. And then there is my decision. Basically, I can challenge him with the champion. He can take it with the Doomblade, try to kill me, can do max 6, but he can also fluff. Or he can take it with his champion. He has several options. And then hit with the Doomblade against the unit. And then I have a choice to make whether or not I want to strike with 4 model against his Doomblade, or if I want to go with all my attacks against the unit and try to crumble him to finish him next round, because I will be hitting before him thanks to the Frost Mammoth. So I try to do that. I challenge with my champion. He 3+3+, he murders my champion, did 6 wounds. The max he could do. I do well against the unit, but I'm still losing because, without number, life is cheap, so I lose by 3 and 6 rerollable and I pass it. I don't know if it's good or not, because now I cannot countercharge in a good way. I forgot to mention that he didn't do so much, but a couple of wounds here and there didn't kill my chaff with the Doomspark shooting. But yeah, it's a bit an issue because now the Doomblade is still alive. I think here the right move would have been to kill the Doomblade. And then even if I break, basically what happens? First of all, I'm Swift Ride is not, so maybe he doesn't catch me and then I end up here in safety. He would be here in the front and then I can countercharge him with a lot of stuff, and if the Doomblade is not here anymore, I can get his flag easily. So I think here that was the wrong move. My turn 4, so we stuck in combat. We know at this, my turn 5, sorry. We know at this point that, it has been already a long game. We are only going to get the end of turn 5, but no turn 6. So what I do, I try to minimize what he can do against my flag. I charge with the Frosty to get this chaff and basically make sure that I block his possible charge with this unit against any of my flags. So making sure that if these guys escape, I don't lose capture the flag. I decided to try something crazy with the giant, but makes no sense whatsoever. Basically, I tried to charge here, but I'm getting in the middle of a lot of shots. I could have charged the Globadiers, but he could have fled easily. And then what do I do? Nothing crazy. So I think the giant I just should have moved away with the giant. I'm just giving 3 points away, and this is very annoying. So I think it was still within 18. Maybe that was one of the reasons. Was he outside? I think it's within. Looks within 18, so no reason whatsoever to do that. But I wanted to tempt him to not go with the arena towards the middle and go eat my giant. I think that was the idea, but it was stupid. Magic phase, I get 2 wounds on his Vermin demon, I think, with shooting, I guess. Magic did pretty much nothing this time. And then, yeah, this time he just murders like 4 of them with the Doomblade, I guess, something crazy, or 3 of them, and then it kills another 4 or 5 wounds with the Black Fist. I go before him again. I go against the unit, I kill a lot of them because I go before him, try to compensate combat result, but I'm still auto-breaking, so I should have just killed the damn Doomblade. So I flee, luckily for me, he doesn't catch me because I'm Swift Ride, he's not, and I killed that before, so he hits my Frosty. And his last turn, yeah, a couple of Black Fur remaining, he just killed my Frosty with the Doomblade easily because he goes before me, because his agility 6, so the turn before he was going before with the Doomblade because of agility 6. And this turn he can just pop the swiftness potion and go before me as well. He goes here and then will hold with this global deer shot, he does a lot of wounds on my giant, and then close combat, despite the parry, he finish off the giant and get these points, and we ended up like here. So I get 2 Doomsmark, a mage that pop himself, Arena Beast 1, half of the Black Fur that ended up like 5 out of 40, and then 1 weapon team. And he took from me the Fleeing Tribesman full points, Giant and Frost Mammoth, which ended up being a 10-10. I could easily save the point from the Giant. I could also have less luck. I think it's funny because if you look a bit what happened, Wrath of God could have come down at any points, maybe changing some stuff. Tribesmen, I could have lost them and then lost more heavily. So I think overall, if you look at everything that happened, I could have lost more, he could have lost more. So I think 10-10 is really middle ground and makes some sense overall. Post-game analysis. So my deployment, I think, wasn't too bad because this makes it impossible for him to be too aggressive. I think this makes sense in this matchup. I could have possibly exchanged the position of the Tusker to put them. I think I can exchange all of the position between the 3 main units. I could have positioned the Tusker all the way left to say the Tusker are going to push and get the arena in close combat, and then I use my shooting attack to clean something else, which would have made sense as well. Could have maybe put more pressure on the Vermin Demon as well. So I think I had other options, but overall this wasn't too bad. Where I put myself in a big danger and where I completely lost my control of the game is the fact that, yeah, I just somehow fall asleep in the early stages of the game and forgot that he could chaff me, and then, as you know, chaff means push. If he has no chaff or no way to redirect the Tusker, I think this is a huge risk for him to push me, because then the Tusker can charge stuff and he probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But the fact that I turn around with the Merkvets and get chaff the Tusker, then it's easy for him to make that decision without too many risk. Early snipes could have possibly make my game easier, but I know that's random. He used effectively his chaff to start the aggression, so well done. I could have I think it's a couple of mistakes are all linked together. The fact that I didn't see that coming means that I should have positioned the giant better to look at his chaff piece and get rid of it. I should have placed the cat in a position to chaff the Doomblade in case he pushed like he did. So lots of things linked to one macro aspect is the chaff watch and his ability to move from a passive position to an aggressive one. Totally missed that, and that's a huge mistake. And yeah, just confirmation that I know already, just makes the matchup more standoffish, the fact that it's captured the flag, but I should have been able to win this game. I think if I pay attention to what he can do and get rid of this Doom wheel, either with shooting attack magic or with the giant, I think there is no way he can push me without taking big risk, and then I most likely win this game by a small margin, but still wins it with a lot of control, like 12-13. I think that was achievable for me from the way we both deployed. So yeah, a bit disappointed, but still I could have been punished much more for this mistake and could have lost, captured the flag, and could have been worse. So I can't complain too much. It's just a lot of lessons learned in this game, basically. What happened this round? Yeah, we lost the round, so as you can see it was close in most of the table. It's like the table compensated themselves on like 6 out of I think we lost by 2 points if you look at 6 out of 8 tables, and then we just lost 15 on 2 tables. That makes a difference, and then they won 88-72. So congrats to the Dutch Lions. I think one of the reasons why we lost the round is the fact that we weren't as prepared against this team as we were on the top teams. I guess so. Top teams meaning top teams on paper. So I think if at least I don't speak about all members of the team, because for me, for example, I prepare against every list in the tournament the same. So I think I was well enough prepared, but I think overall the fact that not all the team had estimation and were good prepared against the list made that our matchup rating weren't probably all right, first of all, meaning the pairing process didn't end up the best way it could have for us. And then on the table also, you don't start the best way because you're still discovering some fact about the list. So yeah, overall I think we got a bit punished for a lack of preparation for this particular matchup. I think if you want to do well against all teams, basically you have to prepare against all teams. If not, you get the risk to happen something like we had this round, meaning you're not well enough prepared and then you get surprised on some tables. But congrats to Dutch Lions, they did a proper round. I think after the pairing we were quite close. I think we ended up like with an 85 according to our pairing matrix, which is not crazy good considering that we probably misjudged some of the matchup and the rating. I think it was quite close after the pairing, and they did some difference on some tables, so congrats to them for this round. So that's how it ended up. Yeah, a couple of regrets for me, but still lessons learned, and I know what I need to pay more attention to the next time that I'm in a similar situation, which is always key, and I hope you were able to learn from it as well. Thanks all for watching. Talk to you soon on the channel. Bye.